Hey, here we are with Red White Lockout. We're going to be playing this on Monday. This is a donation list that came through wanting to play one of the Ice 9 variations, and I've been watching Ice 9 in the Discord. So, Ice 9 is very big on suppression field. Always has, always will be. That is kind of Ice 9's bread and butter. And this is no different for sure. One thing that is notably different, though, is we do have a couple Valakut Awakenings here as a land, but probably more importantly as a way to wheel a couple cards away. And it's kind of nice to do that. We do have Sunbaked Canyons over here. This is a little bit of a non-boa suppression field. We figured that out several times. But generally speaking, suppression field ghostly, tax them with the Magus of the Tabernacle for their creatures, and just blow up the lands. Sideboard-wise, we have some Rest in Peace and extra suppression field, extra ghostly in case you need those. Some bolts in case you need to be quicker. Boils for those blue decks. Trinispheres for those little spell decks. Defense Grid and Gemstone. Can I get a Mill League for my Dono, perhaps? I would have to go look at the stuff, Charlie. Needia. I don't know. Let's play. I'd have to go looking and digging into the donations and find out where you were, and then it would have to be assigned to the incentive. So, perhaps not. We did, Mad MTG. We hit our goal yesterday during the stream. Very much so. Very much. You would have to remind me, Nydia, offline, because I can't go check all of that stuff right now. But we did. We hit the goal. We hit the 1,000 for the kids. For sure. It's good stuff. We hit all of our milestones, too. So not this Monday, but next Monday, we'll be raffling off those wonderful prizes. Give me a second. There we go. There was a window behind that I needed to clear. Let's play first. Let's play first. No lander. Just play what you want, bro. Just not Tron. I've got one more Tron list that's in the queue. No lander. We can't really keep a no lander. Now we have a 10 lander. Got an Oust, a Dark Dweller, and a Ghostly Prison here. I mean, I guess I can go with this and like ditch a Flagstones. Have 3 mana. Eventually hit all of our spells that we need to blow them up with. This is all right. Next year, 25,000. That would be a lot. That would be a lot. Well done for the donation stream. Great cause and lots of fun. Yeah, it was. All right. Cavern of Souls, Humans, Aether Vial. Okay. Oust is sort of nice. Let's hide that we are Red White Lockout for just a moment here. The Ghostly Prison will be nice because it'll slow down my opponents here. I'm hoping they don't have a Thalia, but if they do, it's not a big deal. Goblin Dark Dwellers is interesting only because it's a decent body right now, but there's no other purpose for it other than to maybe recast Oust. So we have a bit of a tempo play here in the next couple turns. Second Aether Vial here for my opponent. So this Oust is probably doing nothing at the moment because it will be at sorcery speed. Do we Stone Rain here? I kind of want a Stone Rain. We're about to lock them behind a Ghostly Prison here. And so Stone Raining, maybe they have Noble Hierarch, but if they don't, then we're going to just get to Ghostly plus Oust, and then maybe the following turn Goblin Dark Dweller and do it again. What's up, Scorpion God? Extra Life After Party. So have the last 3 Tron decks been donated for yet? we have the Grayus, we have one more Dice Factory list. I feel like I should have made the list public because I think everybody thought, oh, I'll donate for Russ's list. Because apparently I got 3 of Russ's lists. Yeah, Ghostly's going to be like a partial lock here. Now I just need a suppression field. There's a champion. Give me the suppression field first. Suppression field ousting this. Well, yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh. It's just Magus. It's just a Magus. Alright, we'll slap Magus down. That card's pretty good. Makes them pay for this stuff. They're going to lose at least one of these creatures. Ooh, this is getting good. Ooh, that was a good rip off the top. This is why this works. This hand indeed, I've had. It's just like, oh, that card's pretty good. We can do that. Oh, that's good too. Like I'm telling you, a suppression field here bouncing Noble Hierarch would have really kind of locked my opponent out too. This does the work. They could flash in another Noble Hierarch. Watch him put a Phantasmal Image in. Copy this. That's fine. I don't see my opponent attacking us for a little while here. We'll play a land and then we'll draw a land to recast Stone Rain. Oh yeah. Prepping the Dark Dweller here. Another Noble comes in so they can save 2 things. Champion's growing, but this is a nice giant 2/6 body here. Might have a Reflector Mage. That's okay, we can Ghostly next. Not totally concerned here, and at some point I'll probably oust the champion here. Ousting the champion will reset it. So now we have 2 things in here. We're going to save 1 Noble, save 1 champion here. We're going to stack Vials at the bottom, apparently. All right. So we're not Reflector Maging, although I think the trigger would still go off. We're going to start yielding to this because this gets painful to continue to click through. My opponent is becoming familiar with Magus of the Tabernacle. All right, they let that Noble go. They don't have any floating. I'm a little curious where their mana is for this. They pay into that. Yield to this one as well. Does that one go away? Yeah, they did something wrong. Aether Vial, Aether Vial. Up to 2, up to 3. Prepping Ghostly. They could steal this. They could steal this from us. Then we'll just oust. We're like really covered here. Super, super easy here. Gonna keep Magus, so definitely Ghostly Prison is next up here. My opponent is calculating every line possible here. There's only one. Concede. Concession is the only line here. There you go. Good job. We were going to hit that land, so Stone Rain the land. Otherwise, we pay Ghostly and oust, and if they had a creature that they could flash in here, wouldn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's whatever. All right, bolts are coming in for this one. Suppression field can come in for this one as well, and the Ghostly Prism, like all of these. Mana Tithe is probably the weakest card, so we could just 4 out, 4 in. Done. Submit. Maybe bring in the Gemstone Caverns here. Maybe not. It's tough to say. I don't really need to steal a turn from them. What's up, Uncle DB? How's it going? How do they not know the modern staple Magus of the Tabernacle? How do they not know? We're going to keep this because it has Suppression Field. Horizon Canopy leads with Aether Vial. Yes! Yes! Feels pretty good here. We're going to put a Sacred Foundry in tapped. Go ahead, opponent. They're going to get one activation of this before it becomes expensive. Before it becomes expensive. And then we'll Stone Rain them. Planning to do these lands first because these lands come into play untapped currently. This is a very flooded hand here. Ah, yes. Ah, yeah. Oh, dang. That's a little awkward. All right, Suppression Field here. Oh, they have 6. That's not good. Oh, no, opponent. I think you're done. They didn't really have 6. They did one of these yield until end of step. They were trying to do this kind of action. All right. They kept another one-lander. Looks like it, yep. Time to switch to the main rig. My opponent's trying to activate this, but Suppression Field is here. Best Bud. Best Bud to Aether Vial. Ice 9, you got something going here. Suppression Field's pretty OP. Noble Hierarch makes its appearance here. Hopefully they have a land, otherwise, ba-boom. No land here. No land. I'm tempted to just oust, but I'll probably just Stone Rain because it's the more efficient thing to do here. Ousting, if they do top deck a land, things get interesting. 104.3, 104.3, 104.3. All right, where's Aether Vial going now? Oust is the next item here. We'll put Inspiring Vantage in if my opponent, well, if we don't draw anything, let's just say that. What's up? How's the one lander treating you? There you go. There you go. Apparently we weren't going to do anything for a while anyway. Lock them out. Lock them out. Good start. Good start. Brutal to humans. Magus from the ghostly prisons and yeah, Suppression Field. How embarrassing. We're just not exactly on meta here with the list, yet we attack the meta. No one's expecting us, although I don't think I would have kept a one-lander. We'll keep this. This looks fun. Mana Tide Oust here. Oh boy. Oh boy. We hit our land too. Oh boy. I don't get to necessarily boom bust. That's alright though. We got some Stone Rains. Wooded Foothills. What do we got here? Let's see that Wrenn and 6. Wrenn and 6. Come on. Stomping Ground. Oh, that works. Wrenn and 6. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get out of here. Get out of here. Now your two landers about to look real awkward here. Really, really tempted to boom bust. What a land off the top. Let's get rid of green. Get out of here. Ooh, Verdant Catacombs. My opponent is on the attack still. All right. Oh, Overgrown Tomb again. Now what? Tarmogoyf. Ugh. Ugh. I'm going to have to deal with a Tarmogoyf? All right. We'll get there. We'll get there. Blow up the land. Go ahead, opponent. Next turn's blow up the land, Stone Rain. Wheel the hand the following turn. Oh, Raging Ravine. Still making green mana. Illegal. 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 Let's go ahead and oust. And blow up the green mana. Go ahead, opponent. Blow up the green mana. They don't have any more green. Let's continue. Take them off red. Suppression Field any future fetch lands. Go again. Tarmogoyf was just drawn. This is what I feel about your lands, opponent. Boom. Whoa, whoa. Pause. Pause. Kind of like this Ghostly Prison. Let's slap that down. Go ahead, opponent. Being a creature deck, I kind of like that Ghostly. We'll use this. We'll use this soon. Soon. We can probably just use it next if we draw a land again. Where'd their board go? It disappeared. It's gone. We'll cast this. Why not? I don't need this land. Goodbye, land. Goodbye, land. I'm gonna hold the Battle Forge here, and I'm gonna have a sweet Mana Tithe for their Thoughtseize. All right, now we need a winning card here. Whoa, 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 whoa! What are we doing here? Undo. You can't do that. Illegal. All right. I guess we'll just sit here with Mana Tithe and Stone Rain here. MJT, lock them out, right? This costs a lot. Still gonna do it. Oh, it's a pillage. Oh. I don't even want to blow up the Bloodstain Mire here. I don't need to. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. This is how I feel about your Bloodstain Mire. Get it out of here. Oh, Verdant Catacombs. All right, we'll hold this Stone Rain for an actual land. Go ahead, opponent. We're looking for our win conditions. Creature, please. Let's go ahead and use this. Draw cards, flagstones, pass turn. Forest. Forest. Put this land in because that's a fun land. Get out of here, Forest. Try again next time. Our win condition is opponent giving up hope. We have to learn how to F6 and hit the 1 button as well. All right, what's up next, opponent? Suppression field number 2. Do it. Bam. Now you'll never, ever untap lands. There we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The winning line here. Stone Rain 'em. I could even do the Valakut thing, but my hand's looking like, you know, pretty garbage, so don't want to do that. This is up there with Teferi and Cryptic Lock. Kind of is, isn't it? Kind of is. Oh my. 1, 2, 3. Cast this. Spin, keeping Mana Tithe around because Mana Tithe's broken right now. Any order. Oh my gosh. Suppression field. New land. Shuffle. Get stuff. Attack. We done yet? We done? Well, there went all the luck for the entire league. Should play a red-white land. We're using the flagstones to get a red-white land. Suppression field, ghostly prison here, probably lightning bolts. What's not as good this time around? Mana Tithe was stellar, stopped Ren in 6, which is a bad card for us. We'll probably want to keep Mana Tithe. Magus is going to be important this game. I kind of like everything. Rest in Peace is good against them. It's alright against them. It's alright. Probably one gemstone in this time around. Let's see here. Suppression and Ghostly. I definitely want the Suppression. Probably want this Ghostly. Maybe the Bolt's not as interesting. So we need to cut 2 here. Oust is important. Lightning Bolt's important. Maybe I'm just cutting two land destruction spells like Molten. That's probably fine. That's probably fine. Look for Mana Tithe in the opening hand. Got the gemstone. Got to be ahead of our opponent, maybe. The land destruction seems a little loose. It can be. It can be. We'll keep this hand because it at least gets us to turn 2 with Boom Bust if we need it. I'm going to get rid of a Magus here since it's a redundant card. I do need to hit a land. We get 2 draws to find one. Basic Swamp. Inquisition. Alright. Can take Ghostly Stone Rain. Can't take Boom Bust, actually. They can't play Renin 6 here, so I'm just going to hold and see what the next card is. Some dual land would be fine to Boom Bust. What if Foothills? Like this Stomping Ground will be really fine. Ooh, Overgrown Tomb. Alright, Tarmogoyf. Okay. Surgical Extraction, a Stone Rain. Have at it. Give me, let's see here. I could put a Ghostly down. Probably want to put a Ghostly down and then worry about either Magus as a big blocker or the Boom Bust later. Yeah, they should have let me draw first. We'll put Ghostly down just to strain their mana. They know about Magus. They know about Boom Bust. They don't know that I have the 4th land just yet. There's a red source I'd prefer to get rid of. Lily. Alright. Let's see here. They don't attack me. Let's do Magus out. I want to put land down or hold land and get the Boom Bust going here. Opponent can't attack me. It's a Mana Tithe. Go ahead and Boom Bust. Gonna hold land here. I probably don't need to be holding the land. Alright, they go to discard, so I'll get rid of Mana Tithe. Alright, they can exactly attack me here. Liliana is a bit of a problem, because it'll eventually split what I'm doing with lands and probably the Ghostly Prism. If I can hit a Stone Rain off the top, will be good. I don't. Alright, we'll play one land past turn. If I would have played the Sunbaked Canyon there, then I could have cantripped it. Okay. 4/5 attacking me. Pays the mana. Flagstone's definitely not that interesting. Hoping to hit a Boom Bust. We hit a Pillage. They have too much mana and the Tarmogoyf's going to get me here. Keep going up with Liliana. Attacks for 4. We're on a 3-turn clock here. I'll just play this because drawing a card doesn't make any sense there. I don't believe I have an out here. Yeah, just concede. Just concede. Liliana alt gets us there. I guess if they're gonna bring in Surgical, we could do the Rest in Peace. I don't like doing the Rest in Peace that much. We're back on the play, so this swap. Yeah, but we're not... I don't particularly like bringing the Rest in Peace in. Let's keep Molten Rain in as a choice card. Molten Rain is a bit better. Everybody thinks Rip's good. All right, we'll play Rip. I'm kind of like hit or miss on the Rip because it's not a list I would typically bring it in. I think it's weird that they have a Surgical against me, but oh well, we'll find out how good it is here. They showed us Tyrus Tracker. Alright, let's see if we get to Mana Tide. Then I could put down a Suppression Field, or I can put down a Rest in Peace. Either one works. We'll go ahead and Mana Tide this. Wonder what's more important here. Suppression Field would stop a new fetch land, which would be very important here. Thinking it's Suppression Field, honestly. And then if they play a Goyf, I can Rest in Peace bolt it. Yeah, Field seems slightly better now. If they have another, like, Thoughtseize Inquisition, like, that's, I guess, okay. Oh, this is awkward. Alright, now I just Rest in Peace. This is, like, really awkward with my Goblin Dark Dweller, but alright. You don't need to bolt it, it's an 0-1. Yeah, but if they remove this, it would be good to bolt it. But you're correct. Activation of this costs extra, by the way. Subverting Catacombs. They can pay for this. Not doing a whole lot. At least I guess I get a Dark Dweller down next turn. Just a 4/4 body. They are getting their lands that they need. You have to pick a color now. They are picking red. It's not the worst 5-drop, you're right. Yeah, 4/4 Menace. I guess we need to pay attention to that side of it. There's Liliana. Easy bolt. Can't activate, so sweet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's play Goblin down. 4/4 with a 2/6 showing up next. Feeling good. Wooded Foothills. 3 mana would be Lily, but can't activate. Bloodbraid spins the wheel, gets a Surgical Extraction. 3/2 won't attack. I get to attack them for 4 and put a Magus down. Wonder if I just hold on to this Lightning Bolt. Probably do. Make them pay for their Bloodbraid Elf. You may pay. Would you like to pay for that? This is looking good. They do. Making it harder to crack the Wooded Foothills here. If they play Liliana, it can't be used right now. Extra fetch land. I feel like I'm just supposed to bolt this out of the way. Just bolt it out of the way here, and then I attack for 6. Gonna pay for both of these. Yes, please. And yes, please. Let's go ahead and attack for a solid 6. Could attack for 6 either way. True. True, true, true. How's the deck going? It's going very well. We decimated our first opponent. Felt good. We'll shock this in for activation on Sunbaked Canyon so we get an extra draw here. I believe they're going to want to use at least one of these Wooded Foothills. Ooh, hits this with an Assassin's Trophy. Thank you. Okay. Now our Sunbaked Canyon's super cheap. The Ice 9 special. Yeah, the Suppression Field is definitely the Ice 9 special. My opponent decides going to 6 is a good idea here. I applaud that. See what we're going to do here. Lily downtick, Lily downtick. Alright, it's only one Lily down tick, by the way. We'll get rid of Magus. That way our Dark Dweller is a little more powerful, I suppose. Let's go to end step here. We'll take a draw. Ghostly. Sunbaked. Redraw. Another Dark Dweller here. So another Dark Dweller makes it pretty easy just to attack them and slap down the Dark Dweller. They have an Assassin's Trophy. Alright, well, we're out of things to do. New Dark Dweller, go ahead. What's Ice 9? Yeah. Builder of the deck and Master of the Archetype. I'm just simply apprentice. There goes our Ghostly Prison, although I don't think it was going to do a lot. Liliana is at 2, which makes me think I have to attack that now. Collective Brutality is the Dark Dweller, followed by Bolting the Dark Dweller as well. Alright, well, they've cleared all of our threats here. One problem we are at now is that I have one more threat in the deck. I have one more threat and I have one more bolt. So this will be interesting. They Maelstrom Pulse and tick up with Liliana. So I need my Magus to somehow get in for 6 damage. I think it's just awesome that you do these charity streams. You're a high class round. Thanks. We're in trouble. At least I can blow this up at some point. Oops. Looks like Jun's gonna get us here. Maybe the bolt was preemptive on the Bloodbraid Elf, getting in with the Magus there. Renin 6. Interesting that they tapped this down. Activates Liliana, activates Renin 6. Alright, well, we're gonna lose this one. Probably to my fault of bolting the maggot or bolting the Bloodbraid. If I would have attacked, we would have been in a better spot. But I do not have an out. I take that back. I do have an out. I just realized what my out is. But it'll depend on what they do with this Liliana here. My out is Boom Bust, blow up all the lands. Then they can't activate Liliana or Renin 6, and then find Magus after the fact. I need to... I can't hold lands, unfortunately, because of Liliana. What's up, Uncle DB? Activates Renin 6, activates Liliana. Boom Bust one time. Uses Verdant Catacombs. They're using everything here. Stomping Ground. And then Oust. Definitely not looking very good, though. Alright, they're down ticking with Liliana here. Just give me lands versus Rest in Peace. Oh, they're gonna split it. Yeah, I don't win to this. Yeah, they could have. We're going to keep the Suppression Field because it stops the Raging Ravine here. And it slows down their Liliana and their Renin 6. And if this happens to be a Tarmogoyf, I can oust it. They go up with Renin 6 here. Nothing else. Alright, let's Molten Rain the Raging Ravine. Molten Rains are an out. Didn't think of that one. Molten Rains are an out. They do damage. We brought them all in too. Didn't think about that. Alright, Bolt. Or not Molten Rain. Never mind. Gotta find our Bolt. Gotta find the Bolt. Yeah, we have one bolt left. We have one bolt. That's all that kills them now because they just stole all my Molten Rains. This is going to get interesting. They can keep using Surgical. Goes up with Renin 6 here. Bolts me. I'm at 5. Raging Ravine sideways here. Need a Stone Rain. Boom Bust. Or a Bolt. Top of the library. Well, I'll cast this. I'll cast because if I find, then we're good. I don't. I'm just going to hold this. I'm going to force them to use Liliana. We're just dead on board now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? I don't think we are. They just attack with Raging Ravine. They can't activate Renin 6 yet. So we're not dead on board. They had us dead a few turns ago. You are correct. So this puts me into 1. Unless the last card's a land, which I don't think it is. Bolt? It's a Boom Bust. If I had one more land here, we could bust away and then try to top deck what we needed. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Maybe we would have run into the Molten Rain if they didn't Surgical it. They get to Renin 6 down tick here. There's a few things I probably could have done better there. If I would have attacked with just a Magus and just made them block. But I guess they're blocking. They get to bolt something. I don't know. It's tough to say. It's tough to say. Alright, Renin 6 kills us. We had an Oust, Ghostly. There's our Magus. Where's our bolt? Where's our bolt? It's never coming. Never coming. Alright, so what you're telling me is that I should have brought Rest in Peace in game 2. That's what people are telling me. That's what they're telling me. Learned a lesson. We'll do that in the future. So Ice 9's list, my only problem with it is it has 4 win conditions. It worries me sometimes. Alright, we'll keep this. We have a Suppression Field. We have a Pillage. It's kind of the things we want to be doing. Windswept from our opponent. Starts us off with a nice Breeding Pool. Shocks this in. And a Glistener Elf. Alright, that's not... It's not super good to see. Suppression Field may not do a whole lot. We'll see. Glistener Elf here. Attacks for a point. Looks like I am putting Suppression Field down. There's not really another option here. Blighted Agent. I'm going to hold up a Mana Tithe here. Our Suppression Field's not doing a whole lot. Activates. Does a Might of Volcrosa. I can't stop that. Attacks for 6. Puts me to 7 Impact. I'm not going to show anything here because I don't want them to know what I'm doing. They can pay for that and they just kill me anyway. So let's hide the information. Turn 3 kill by our opponents. We lacked fast interaction there. Bolts in, Ghostly, Trinisphere's in for this matchup. Good old Infect. Valakut Awakening's probably way too slow here. Kind of don't want the... Well, Pillage could be good against a... Pillage could be very good against Spellskite. I think I can still keep Oust, Mana Tides. I think it's just these six. We still have quite a bit of the Stone Raining effects, but then we also have these Ghostly Prisons here, and then we have Interaction in this form. Not bringing the extra Suppression Field in, because I think Trinisphere might just be a little bit more powerful. Let's take one Suppression, one Molten Rain back in and go for it. Suppression Field not being that bad because it does slow down, say, Inkmoth. It would stop fetch lands briefly, but we're going to try to make it really awkward with, say, a Trinisphere and maybe a Boom Bust and one removal spell right at the beginning. We'll keep this because I have 2 Mana Tides and I'm on the play. We can do that, get a Ghostly down, and then that will slow them down enough to get probably Magus as a nice big blocker. And they don't know that they've got to play around Mana Tides, so I imagine something gets thrown out here immediately. Alright, nothing gets thrown out. Let's try to continue to disguise what we're doing here. I have 2 Mana Tides, so should see something here. There we go. We'll gladly get rid of that. Looks like a good turn to maybe hold up another Mana Tithe over playing a Ghostly Prison here. We got plenty of time and plenty of mana now. I'd like to stop a Blighted Agent here, and we do. No problem. Looking solid. Slap down a Ghostly. Go ahead. We can do this off of that tap land, which is a good reason. Trying to hold on to our flagstones as long as possible for Boom Bust. Opponent has found Blighted Agent. Okay. We'll Tabernacle. And I'm going to go ahead and Oust as well. Ousting just to tempo them out. Obviously, them having to pay for the creature as well is going to be a pain in the future. But the Oust is super nice because it will tempo them out on, like, second turn here. Second turn, they won't be able to do a whole lot. And there you go. So our opponent's just frustrated with the board state as it is. Got some flagstones, bolts, ousts. Looks good, looks good. Easy. Nice. All right. Any changes? I'm going to go as is. Suppression Field's okay against Spellskite as well. Once again, I got my Pillages and Molten Rains and Stone Rains. We're just looking for that Ghostly Prison, slow them way down, find little things to get rid of their creatures. I mean, that's what we're playing, right? What do we think of this hand? So my opponent knows about Mana Tides, but gets a creature down immediately. I don't have the right lands for Boom Bust here. So we're probably looking at a mulligan here. The Ghostly's nice to see, but I have plenty of removal that I prefer to be seen as well. I think we can do better. Mana Tithe is nice, but not necessarily nice on the draw. Alright, the deck wants me to have Mana Tithe, apparently. We'll keep this, get rid of a Sunbaked. This isn't as bad, though, because I can slap down Ghostly Prison. Kind of slow down my opponent. Shaper's Sanctuary, alright. Pretty good for them. This is creature only, right? Yeah, creature. Only when a creature is targeted will they get to draw a card off their Shaper's Sanctuary here. Another Shaper's Sanctuary here. Okay. Put this into play sideways. Go. Luckily, we can destroy the land. It's a little awkward, I suppose, because the land could become a creature and then this targeting. Not sure how that's going to work. Let's see here. Boots up Ink Moth. What do we think? Stone Rain the Ink Moth? We get Suppression Field. Ooh, Suppression Field's looking pretty tasty. Whenever creature control becomes the target. Yeah, we play like all three. We have Moltens, we have Stone Rains, we have Pillages. I'm gonna do it with a Suppression Field. They'll need to activate Wooded Foothills right here. This leaves my Mana Tithe open, and Suppression Field shuts down the one creature that they do have. So I'm kind of okay with that. This could also be a turn to do Trinisphere. If they have a Spell Pierce, I get to Mana Tithe it as well. So we're kind of playing around that, which is super nice to be able to play around. So now if they want to activate this, they got to pay 2 into it, and then they can maybe pump it or something, but then I have the Mana Tithe. Then we'll be playing the Ghostly Prison, and then we'll play the Trinisphere and maybe the Stone Rain last. Alright, well, that's fine. It's not a whole lot we can do against that card. You think Stone Raining it now? 2 to activate this, and then they have 1? I think it's just a Ghostly Prison turn, honestly. Leave up Mana Tithe, then play in Stone Rain Mana Tithe, and then Trinisphere. Like the next time that he attacks me. Alright, Glistener Elf. Okay. This is a cute turn. So let's go ahead and Stone Rain Ink Moth. It's still a land. See, it reads, it's still a land. So they can do this. I'm targeting before. And they can't redirect off of it. And if they try to do something where they try to defend it, which they can't right now. If they tried to in any fashion, then I could bolt the Glistener Elf here as well. I mean, he can. Animating there doesn't get them anything, though. If anything, the only problem card we have is a Spellskite. And if they go to attack me in any fashion, they are tapping 2. And if they try to pump, we can go from there. Not much I can do against the scale up here, but I can prevent the next card. And with them attacking here, they tap out and now they can't activate Spellskite. So I'll be at 7 Infect here. Which looks dangerous, but it's actually probably not. It's most definitely not anymore. We'll bolt Glistener Elf here. They are going to draw some cards. Just something that can happen here, obviously. Mana Tithe the Blossoming Defense here. Still draws their cards. Just good cards to draw, I'm sure. So this is clear. I could play Trinisphere, and I think I'm going to. Over the Boom Bust. Because once again, it's kind of the same scenario. If they want to activate this, they can't really attack. And if they want to play a creature down, it's going to cost them 3. So, by all means, opponent, play whatever you want here. I get a Cascading Cataracts, I could bust. Be kind of crazy. Cool. We'll just try the boom here. It doesn't set me back at all. And see what they want to do here, if they want to get rid of their Ink Moth or not. Alright, my opponent activates a Windswept Heath here. Target's already been chosen, Typad. Alright, pass turn. We're in this weird spot for this game for sure. If they do get a creature down, it's going to just take them 3 turns to kill me here. Oh, not that creature though. All good. All good. I'll just F6 here. Maybe they'll play a creature for me and I can lightning bolt it. I can Blossoming or Vines it again. Or try to. They should be activating Nexus on upkeep each of my turns. Maybe. There's Ink Moth. There's Ink Moth. Stone Rain. Let's just try to Stone Rain the Ink Moth. Set him back another turn. I'm waiting for a really good chance to do the Boom Bust portion. My opponent having a pair of Spell Skites. It would be a lot of mana every turn anyway to attack me and pump it. And that's just not possible without 5 mana. Probably. 2 to swing, 3 to pump because of Trinisphere. Bye-bye, Ink Moth. Now if they play a creature, I can kill it because they can't activate Spellskite. They draw cards if it happens. We have an Oust. I don't want to use the Oust on the Spellskites here. I don't want them drawing cards necessarily. I just want to oust painful creatures. Do I want to crack the Canyon? No, not really. If I get to maybe more lands, I might. But I don't believe I want to. The theory behind that would be I don't think I need 6 mana, and right now with the Trinisphere out, it means I get to do 2 spells a turn, or my opponent only gets to do 1. Which is kind of interesting. Like, here's a good example. If we go to combat here, I'm just going to go ahead and bolt this. I take a point here. They draw a few cards, but they can't really do a lot. I'm doing this right now, and they could get a land, but I just like my F6 button, so. But they're like never going to be able to use Spellskite in any fashion to protect anything because of double suppression field. And we've already gotten through 3 Ink Moths here, so I just have to kill creatures. And since I'm carrying an Oust here. Oh no, my opponent's upset. My opponent's upset. I think they cancel. Show the log? No, we don't need to do that. I'm just saying, I'm not sure it's luck, but it's going to be, it's doing what it's meant to do. They just are upset. Sacred Foundry, Goblin Dark Dwellers, so we get to tapped, maybe. Probably hold this because I'm thinking of boom busting later. Goblin Dark Dwellers and just repeat Stone Rain on something here. Yeah, we were They're upset, but within the next 4 turns, we were going to have how we end up killing them really quickly. We need the salt? No, you don't. People need to be above salt. They're just upset. Their hand was too slow, not your fault. They kept a hand with Ink Moth Nexus in it, and I'm a land destruction deck. Need to be picking a different thing. My opponent killed me really quick on turn 3 the previous game. I mean, they did what they wanted to do, and we did what we wanted to do, so then it came down to game 3. Yeah, they kept Shaper's Sanctuary and then kept Ink Moth. They thought we had a lot more bolts and helixes than we probably did. Pure Illusion. Got my water. Salt has electrolytes. Salt is fine if it's not every game you lose. Right, but we don't have to encourage it. We don't need to be like that. We're here for the kids. For the kids. Beanball, I got that hydrate. It was a double drink. I did a double slurp there. Double slurp. Alright, we'll keep the hand. We don't go first, but maybe Mana Tithe will be good here. It looks like it's another human deck here. Looks good to me. Guess I'll pop this back up into your hand. Popping that back up into their hand here, Suppression Field would be nice. We'll see if we get to do that. Thalia means nope. Go ahead, opponent. I can Mana Tithe. That is it, though. 2-man would have showed us the salt. 2-man probably would have, but 2-man needs to learn a few lessons about being nice. 2-man is just... 2-man's just ridiculous. I can't really do anything for a few turns here. And Goblin Dark Dwellers plus Thalia is a really upsetting thing. We'll need to find Ghostly Prison, hopefully. Opponent plays around Mana Tithe. Attacks for 3. Go ahead, opponent. We'll see if they continue to play around Mana Tithe. I don't want to play a Suppression Field for 3. Kind of hate playing Pillage for 4. I'm going to have to do something here, though. We'll grab this list and we'll take a look at it a little later. Red-White Cycle sounds interesting. Meddling Mage. They've seen an Oust. They see Cascading Cataracts here. We've named Path. Luckily, we don't have that. Go ahead and Phantasmal Image. Get rid of that. Although, we're in a bit of a pickle here. I need something. Need something that's not Boom Bust. I take a lot of damage here. I guess we'll take less damage and get rid of the Horizon Canopy. I typically do the deck list reviews now at the end of leagues. Hopefully that's okay with you, Dredge the Bed. If that's okay, let me know. If not, I can do it in between. I just have to tag where we're at in the video so I can cut it out. Alright, Freebooter is here. Let's think briefly. So Freebooter is here. My opponent's going to attack me for 4. I could top deck one of my 2 bolts or one of my 3 ousts. If I do find Magus of the Tabernacle, I suppose we're good there. And I am going to have a Dark Dweller, which is a good blocker. Alright, I'm going to take 4 here plus 3 when playing Goblin Dark Dweller. 4, 3, 7 puts me to 4. We have a flyer. 2-turn clock after playing Dark Dweller here. 2-turn clock, and I have to find an Oust or a Path. And I'm taking damage if I play anything. I think I can concede this and not show anymore. right, Dredge, we'll do it between the things. I can do it. I'm gonna concede to hide information here, knowing that if I play Dark Dweller as a blocker, it's a 2-turn clock. They're gonna take suppression or pillage here. Let's just assume it's pillage, because suppression's doing nothing. We're gonna draw a card. It is the Magus. So this Kite Sail, they would have done 4 to me. I can play Magus down and take 2 instead of 3. That's 6. They have 5 damage left. They save, save, and save. Then they attack for 3. And then I have to pay and don't do anything. So yeah, it was a good concede there. Good concede. All right. Same thing. Mana Tides out, Ghostly Suppression Field, and Lightning Bolts. You saw Jim Davis playing the red-white lockout list? I wouldn't be totally surprised. It gets around. Opening hand looks good. We have Alice Bolt and a suppression field. Pretty much the 3 things we want. I'd prefer the Magus to be a Ghostly Prism, but we'll take what we have. Oh, the cycling list. Okay. We'll look at it between... You know what? Maybe I'll just look at it in between, and we'll just keep it in the recording for someone else to see, because it should take us only a few minutes to look at. What do you think of your 7, opponent? Tabernacle's Disciples Channel, the emanations from Pendrell Vale, spreading its paradoxical demand to be both worshipped and left alone. Whoa. Deep. Alright, Cavern. What are we going to see here? Noblest of Hierarchs. We'll just bolt that now to be most mana efficient. Let's go ahead and Boom Bust to get my other red source here. Take them off their land. And pass. Suppression Field doesn't need to be played there. We have a Horizon Canopy. We don't have rainbow lands anymore. Let's go ahead and Suppression. Go ahead and Oust as well. Go ahead. What's up, Alisac? It's going. How are you? How are you doing? Doing all right. Meddling Mage. Naming Path probably again, or Bolt at this point. Or maybe even Oust. Lightning Bolt named. It's a good name. It's a good name. All right. Magus of the Tabernacle. Go ahead, opponent. Now you got to pay for that Meddling Mage. There we go. They paid. And they top decked the champion. And they have another Horizon Canopy. Plays the champion. And does nothing. We will pay for our Magus. It's Cantrip, a Sunbaked Canyon. That's right, it costs a lot. Let's not. Let's attack. Let's get frisky here. Because now they have to pay 2 to keep both things. Uh-oh, this person's upset too. Oh no, another person's very upset. Are you evil for just loving Magus? No, you're not evil. I promise you. We've played Magus in a much, much stronger list. This person thinks this is bad. Here, we're just gonna pop this. Stone Rain's cute because it kills a creature here. Let's make them actually take damage every time. Make them take damage, and we'll go back on the defense here. Now, if they want to keep some stuff, they gotta pay for it. Why do people hate stacks? Because stacks lists, people view them as not allowing a game of Magic to flow naturally. And they would much rather play and have a more natural flowing deck idea, I think, is generally why people don't like them. Apparently I'm just going to run into a whole bunch of Sunbaked Canyons here. This can only be spent on creature spells, so in order to keep everything around, my opponent has to take 2 every turn. And we currently have a giant 2/6 blocker here. Go ahead and activate this again, just looking for other things. There's a Goblin Dark Dweller. This Dark Dweller should shut the game up because I'll just pop off the Ancient Ziggurat here. My opponent's not making any progress other than taking 2 a turn here. Oh, Unclaimed Territory. We've got something here. All right. Oh, don't be Thalia. Okay. They're not going to like what they see. Sure. Grows Champion here, and I have a Goblin Dark Dweller here. We're going to Stone Rain another land here. I could even oust something, but Stone Raining kills a creature as well. Pay the 1. Da-da-da. Pillage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Goblin Dark Dwellers. Dark Dwellers to Stone Rain. People might be like, no, don't do that, Fluffy. It's all right, don't worry. Stone Rain's the land. Go ahead. They gotta take 2 to keep things alive here, and then I'm gonna pillage away another land here. It's gonna be the Horizon Canopy. They decide keeping Champion's worth it. We are flooded, but it's okay. It really is okay here. My opponent is taking a lot, now they can't attack me because of the Dark Dwellers being able to block, or not block, but get through for 4. Fun fact, I've eaten an entire like instant box worth of Jello every day this past week. That's a lot. That's a lot of Jello. All right, we're gonna just ship this back. I think I'm gonna bring in maybe the gemstone here just to be ahead. I keep taking Battle Forge Field. I should probably actually not take that out and take out like a basic mountain. My opponent's not gonna Blood Moon us. That's a lot of bones. Oh, Zale. It's like a quart of Jello every day? Oh my gosh. We're gonna keep this. If I hit my 3rd land, we'll be in heaven. We'll do some ousting and bolting here. At least that's the plan here. Unclaimed Territory puts a Aether Vial in. Alright, Aether Vial's a little bit better against our hand. We do need a suppression field. Let's see if they've got Thalia here. If they're just on... They're on the Aether Vial plan. Alright. Sounds good. Need that land. Come on, land. Actually, I need a suppression field, then land. Boom. Goodbye, Noble. Goodbye. To see a suppression field right now would be great. Would stop these Aether Vials dead in their tracks. This is fine. It's going to be Thalia. Alright, sounds good. I'm just going to pay 2. Put Thalia back up in their hand. It's totally fine. They didn't have a 1-drop. Craven Jello. 3-drop here. Bugler picks up that Thalia. What else is he going to pick up here? Thalia has been picked up and a land has been found. Plays Thalia. And we have a 2-drop. 2-drop is a Gaddock Teague. Gaddock doesn't do a lot to us. We'll oust Thalia first, and then oust Gaddock and pass the turn. It's a pretty fast start, I guess. I guess so. So next card is Gaddock. The following one is Thalia. So we at least kind of know what's going on from our opponent here. Let's go ahead and Molten Rain them. Pass the turn. Molten Rain, pass the turn. Puts a 3-drop in. Night of Autumn probably just makes Night of Autumn big. Okay. So that's 6 damage they'll be able to do here. They're picking up a Gaddock here. Should be Gaddock. There's Teague. Teague's back. Maybe a 3-drop. We get hit for 6. We're going to 10. So we get to Stone Rain the Plains here. And I get to Bolt the Knight and pass turn. They'll put Thalia down. What we need is a Magus here. If we can find a Magus, we board wipe. So Thalia hits for 4. So I need it right here. I need Magus. We don't find it. All right. Did not find Magus there. Where was it? A couple land. Ooh, oh. Pillage would have been okay earlier. There's a Magus. There we are. Ghostly would have worked too. So we had 4 Ghostlies, 2 Maguses. Really, another Lightning Bolt would have bought us an extra turn there. So we had a few outs. We just didn't hit any of them. We didn't hit any of them. Dred, you good for one more, or do you want me to take a look at this list? Double checking before I maybe get the last game in here. View the deck. Currently 2-2. You're thinking of Magus of the Moon and was trying to figure out how to board wipe? No. Magus of the Tabernacle. Taxing all of our opponent's stuff. So we kind of liked all the Molten Rains and everything that we saw. We just needed to find it. One more? All right. Thank you. Allows me to get this in. It makes it easier to cut for YouTube since we're doing these for the kids. Donations are still open. You can still enter our raffle by donating. There are a few deck lists that could be claimed as well. You down for another Dono deck? Uncle DB, I have another Dono deck coming up after this one. But if there's more incentives, you can claim them. Bad player for life. Uh-oh. Bad player for life. All right, we have a 2-lander here. No white mana. This is probably not worth it with 2 mana tides here and being on the draw. You could almost see these 3 cards as dead. Let's mulligan this, look for something a little bit better. Now we're down to a 1-lander. Let's mulligan this. All right. And keep this. Get rid of Mana Tithe and Boom Bust here. It's not the greatest. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, there you go, Uncle DB. If there's incentives still there, I put enough incentives to not make it too crazy for me. So if there's another incentive for you to grab, you can definitely do so. And that's more money towards the kids. If there's a bunch of people that want incentives, I am more than happy to maybe open them up throughout the month. We'll kind of slow it down just a little bit. So if people want deck lists and donation lists, we can definitely do that for charity. which may be how we look at doing something in 2021. Ren and 6 is frustrating. Mana Tithe. Can you get stickers? You can most certainly buy stickers. I don't think I've gotten a payout from that anyway. I need to get like smaller stickers that I could... If I can get smaller stickers that I could ship out to people, that'd be kind of cool. Man, they cycle a peatland here. My opponent cycles a peatland? Let's pass the turn here. No actions because I had a tap land. If you do the Pop-Tart ones, I'm down. Alright, another Verdant Catacombs here. We've cycled a peatland. We're fetching with the Verdant Catacombs. Do we have a 3-drop now? I hope it's not Liliana if it's a 3-drop. Red. Red. Season Pyromancer. Alright. Well, we could play Magus next to make it kind of interesting, depending on how many they have. Just one Elemental. I'm wondering if I'm supposed to play Magus here or if I'm supposed to play, like, something else, like Stone Rain. I'm afraid of Thoughtseize taking my Magus. I'm afraid of a Liliana down taking on my Magus. But I guess if the Liliana is showing up, they're going to probably have to sacrifice minimum 1, maybe 2 creatures here. So Magus for 2 creatures or not? I could also put Ghostly Prison in and just make it really awkward for them to attack. And if they do Liliana, I get rid of Boom Bust. Maybe I need to preserve my life total. Maybe I'm supposed to just Stone Rain like a green source, green-black source here. I'm kind of leaning towards blowing up a land here. What are we on? Turn 4. They've cycled a peatland. That's why they're behind. I guess Lily would be rough here. Let's go ahead and Stone Rain the green and the red. Or sorry, the green and the black source here. Sacred Foundry tapped and passed turn. It's a shame I don't have like Mana Tide to follow this, but we'll go with this line. Maybe they attack me for a little bit and they get to punch something in. Here's this Thoughtseize, I assume. Oh, it's Inquisition. Alright, they take Ghostly here. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Because now I can get Magus down safely. Hey, Scott Rowe. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. And welcome. Looks like a new face. How are you? There goes Ghostly. Goodbye, Ghostly. Stomping Ground here. Shocks it in. We have double bolt. Opponent shocks in and doesn't do anything else. That is double bolt territory. No thank you. Let's hold priority here and get rid of the other black source and utilize my Sunbaked Canyon here to draw. They can take the 2 and shock it in and do nothing else. That's fine. Bolt me. Go ahead, opponent. Does nothing. Absolutely nothing. If I top deck another land, I'm going to go Boom Bust first and then Magus later. I do top deck another land. I'm going to stay with what I said I was going to do. Get rid of the Raging Ravine now. They know what my last card is, but we're just trying to take everything away from them, so that will be less here. This looks like Bolt. Bolt me, put me to 9, put me to 6, put me to 3. I'm almost dead. I kind of wish this list had a few helixes. They don't do anything with that mana. All right. Nothing with that mana. Nothing. Nada. All right, we found a Burning Catacombs. So we can fetch and Fatal Push, which is awful. Playing Suppression Field, trying to shut this off without them realizing it. Unlikely to work here. They do fetch. Alright. Blood Crypt. Bolts it in this time. Bolt finally. Gonna bolt me. They know the last card. There's bolt number 1, bolt number 2. Yeah, they've had bolts. Playing Magus there really, I guess it buys me 2 more turns. Would have bought me 2 more turns, which really didn't result in anything. Nicely done, John. All right, Rest in Peace. We talked about that. Suppression, Ghostly, and some Lightning Bolts. These are the things we brought in the last time. And we opted to get rid of Stone Rains. Like in 1 to 2 Boom Busts, I think. I had 1 more card I think I took out. Probably took out 1 Pillage too. Okay. We did not bring them 2 bolts the last time, so we're taking out 2 more effects that blow up lands for 2 more ways to kill them. We needed it last time we played against Juns, so let's see if adding it here works. I wish these bolts in the sideboard were helixes. It's probably my only criticism of the list. 6 lands is not going to do it. Let's mulligan. All right. We'll keep this. Let's see where it gets us. Yeah, it is a payoff for playing Verboros. The Helix. It would be nice to have just a little bit of life gain, considering the colors that we're in. I'm going to not leave up with a Mana Tithe looking hand. I don't think my opponent will play around it anyway. They'll fire just Inquisition Thoughtseize in here. Alright, cool. Get a Rest in Peace down, and then we'll start doing our thing with the Molten Rains. I also don't like the 1 of Gemstone. I think we've gotten to use it once, but I don't see why you would do a 1 of that. I would rather something else. Thoughtseize, Inquisition, Tarmogoyf, Assassin's Trophy, Abrupt Decay. Nothing. Nothing. Alright. We'll just Molten Rain here. And then next turn I can Molten Rain and have Mana Tithe open. My opponent hesitated on doing anything this last time, so this is Assassin Trophy is nice. Too bad I don't have a basic Plains in the list. No basic Plains, so I don't get to Mana Tithe. Maybe another little shortcoming, but maybe you're not running into as much Jund. It's a possibility. Let's go ahead and Molten Rain the other land here and leave ourselves with a Mana Tithe. Should be in the clear now. A couple Molten Rains doing a total of 4 damage to our opponent. My opponent will probably be wanting to fetch and shock as well in the future. If you're running Gemstones, run it as a 4 of, not a 1 of. The card is only good. You don't have to do 4, Grayus. We do 3 plenty of times in Red Prison. But definitely not a 1 of. I don't think the 1 of works very well. All right, opponent concedes here. We don't have a whole lot going on. So like here, perfect example. I'll bring it in, but am I gonna hit it? Probably not. Probably not. Last game, last match of this league. Take a look at Dredge's little cycle list here briefly as well. Maybe I'll tack it on at the end. We'll do our outro and I'll tack it on for those wanting to see it from the YouTube side. We'll keep this. No way to get rid of lands, but we got this Rest in Peace, which I've been told is good. And we're going to really test that here. See if Rest in Peace is truly good against Jund. Blackcleave Cliffs leading off with a Inquisition. Choices there. There's Ghostly or Rest in Peace. Pete the DJ, what's up? Maybe. That's true, Grayus, but you're running Mana Tithe, right? So kind of like, why worry about it? You only need 1 mana at the beginning if you hit your Mana Tithe. Just looking out for us because you need water as well. Everyone, that hydrate, I mention it. Hydrates for anybody. Anybody seen that and it's like, oh, I haven't taken in some water. Just go for it. Thoughtseize here. Do they want this Rest in Peace now? Takes the Molten Rain. Alright. So I guess we're going to get a Rest in Peace down. Pretty okay with that. Also, I really like Zerda Sun and Moon. The Zerda Sun and Moon list is super nice. You can churn through your list so quickly. Alright, my opponent kept a 2-lander here. That doesn't look good for them. We top deck a Boom Bust. Blow up a land, pass the turn. Looks like we might just get a Goblin Dark Dweller down in 2 turns and just beat in with the big one. No follow-up here. Ooh, alright. We're going to pass and play reversed here. 5, then 4, because Magus is taxing. And they know about the Dark Dweller, so there you go. You got a 4/4 to beat. My opponent unfortunately kept a 2-lander, and it's tough because we're like a Ponza list. When you're against a list kind of like this, you just don't want them. You just don't want, right? You don't want that to be the thing that's happening to you. Can't Fatal Push this. Opts the Thoughtseize. If they take Magus, I draw with Sunbaked Canyon, looking for a land destruction spell. Ghostly's pretty good against them because it slows them way down here. If I top deck a land, I'll do the Sunbaked Canyon now. I do. See if we hit that land destruction spell. The Zerda Sun and Moon one? I do. I can give it to you in just a second. Or you can find it on our YouTube. Maybe someone can go exploring on our YouTube and find it for Typad. I think we've got this one. With the Magus of the Tabernacle. Yeah, we get there. 3-2 with the Ice 9 Sun, or not Sun and Moon, Red White, Lockout, Libor, and Taxes. Here is the list. Ice 9, this one's a donation from one of the folks. What's cool about this list is it plays Suppression Field, and Suppression Field definitely has some good value. The Mana Tithe and Suppression is kind of an Ice 9 type of, just his type of style, if you will. For me, it is a little light on your actual end threats. Ice 9 5-0s with the list a lot. To me, you just need like 1 to 2 more. I'd like to see this number up to 6 right here. I'd like to see the 2 lightning bolts be helixes. I'd like to see Gemstone Cavern just be a better card than this. This could be like a Phoenix. This could be 1 Planeswalker, although that's bad with suppression fields. So maybe like a Sun Titan here would be kind of cool. Get back your Ghostly Prisons or your suppression fields that are in the bin. Could be a Singleton, even Seasoned Pyromancer might be worth it, honestly. Just one more thread. I'd like to see this go up a little bit. But the list is sweet. I do enjoy playing a red-white lockout. We did a nice solid 3-2. And probably had a few tighter lines where we could have maybe made that a 4-1. Not bad. All right, real quick, I see a few questions, but let's get Dreads the Beds list in here. They were very patient with us. They asked for us to take a look. All creatures including itself, that's kind of lame. It's not bad when you have 4 mana and your opponent's got like 1. All right, so we have Turtle, Dino Turtle here, the Cycle Turtle, Street Race, Simian Spirit Guide, Wall, Valiant Rescuer. Whenever you cycle another card for the first time each turn, make a 1/1. Cycle. It's a 3/1. Containment Priest. I was looking at a list that we're about to play and thinking about putting this in my sideboard. Deafening Silence. Oof. Auriok and Sweltering. Astral. Oh, we're an Astral Drift list. Whenever you cycle Astral Drift or cycle another card, the battlefield may exile a target creature. If you do, return it. Cast Out, Blood Moons. Trying to piece this together how, because it's an Astral Drift deck. Occluded Steps over here. Forgotten Caves. Yeah, we're cycling, that is for sure. Interesting. Trying to get big turtles, wide board, or other things. I don't know. I think no Ancient One. I'm not familiar with Ancient One. Why is this list called Sun and Moon? I was assuming there was some interaction with Wheel of Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon is just the old name for a red-white prison. Red-white prison being Blood Moon and then White Pips, the suns. Yeah, the Priest and the Priest is a good synergy with the Drift. Priest with Drift is fun. Priest and Drift is a lock. Priest and Drift is a lock. Priest, Drift, and a Cycle card. Right? Priest, it's not like, it's a soft lock. You do have to have the Cycle, but then again, your deck is like only Cycle cards. Artifact Creature Golem, 12/12 Flash. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature. Trampled. Dies 6/2. That's not very free. That's a 10 mana thing, maybe a little less. I was gonna say Hollow One would make sense. There you go. Hollow One makes sense. Hollow One is usually ramped out. Hollow One's usually off of a Burning Inquiry. Burning Inquiry is kind of a fun little list that you could be running. Goblin Lore as well. Yep. A little more RNG based. I don't know. I'm not. I guess you're trying to do this. I think if you want to do Astral Drift faster, you're going to want an extra Simian Spirit Guide, so bumping that to 4. But I understand that you don't want so many of those in Wall of Omens because you're trying to do all the cyclers. It's interesting because you have 3 Containment Priests, and I'm sitting here thinking I want like 2 of Grafdigger Cage sideboard. But maybe you don't need it. Yeah, I'm kind of agreeing with your Sapphic Mistress. I don't think I like the Wall of Omens probably the most out of all these creatures. I'm not even sure I want Valiant Rescuer. Because Lava Dart does show up from time to time. Being a 3/1, it's rough. I understand it's a cycler, though, so you could probably still play this. I don't particularly like Wall, though. And then, yeah, I like Sweltering Suns. I wish... Let's think for a moment. If we were to ditch Containment Priest and Wall briefly... then you couldn't play Blood Moon. Never mind. I was thinking that if you ditch Containment Priest and Wall of Omens, you could put Zerda in here and Tome. And that's really good from the Sun and Moon list that I've seen. You can main deck... Yeah, honestly, you can main deck a Zerda. And that might actually be kind of fun to try. That's why I'm suggesting Zerda. So I see that we're now talking about the cost of cycle. Zerda would make all of this cheaper, but you can't put it as a companion slot because of Containment Priest and because of Wall of Omens and because of Blood Moon. But if you found other options for those, you could maybe go for it. So the question is, how often does Blood Moon matter? And would you want to go that route to then have the option to have Zerda sideboard, companion, and potentially mainboarded? Then you go a little bit harder into your cycling. Just be careful if you start going that route because you might lose some of what you're doing. You'd have to play like Relic, and you can't play Deafening Silence if you want to keep it in the side. But you could main deck it. Remember, we do that with Luris. I actually would like to see a 2 of Hollow One, or even a 3 of Hollow One here. And I think I'd drop 1 Blood Moon and 1 Simian Spirit Guide. And I would go 2 Zerdas and give it a shot. That's what I would do. That's where I would start to focus because I'm very partial to Zerda. But also because as good as Blood Moon appears, it's not as good on turn 3. Which is kind of what you're doing here. And you're not tempoing out their lands. You're not doing anything like destroying them or anything like that. Here you go. If you find Blood Moon is not working to your best interest, main board, bring 2 Sweltering Suns in, bring all 3 Sweltering Suns, move 3 Blood Moons, because you don't want 4 in the sideboard, and then convert Simian Spirit Guide, all 3 or 2 of them to Zerda. Maybe try those 2 things, and go in. Why not edit copy? Yeah, I'm not. I guess the wall, the idea is you're doing that with the Astral Drift. So that's the thing. Do you want to flicker a wall a whole bunch, right? Because you can do that with this. But then you've got Containment Priest, so that gets weird if you do that, right? You don't want to lock out your own wall. Turtle's kind of cool. But yeah, I would like to like reduce some of the cycling down so it's like super cheap. Not that any of this is relatively expensive. I don't know. It's an idea. It's an idea. Looks cool. Looks cool. This is true. It's not necessarily that scary, the turtle. It's true. Might have to go a different route. I think there's a lot of good discussion, though. What was my other Tabernacle list? This one's from a long time ago, but I'll put it up there. You can either screenshot it, or if you're looking to get paper cards, I can find the TCG link. This is a long time ago stacks list. I don't know if it's any good anymore, but this one plays Chal. No. Yes. No. It doesn't. I guess it doesn't. I thought it did. We could play Chalice. This one's playing Boros Signets, Aven Mind Sensors, Ghostly Prisons. This is Magus. The idea here is you also get a World Queller out. You had Chalice in the sideboard. That's where it is. And then you Wildfire or Boom Bust. This one's interesting, but there's better lists out there now. But yeah, this is one of the old stacks lists.